Welcome everyone. Today we're going to be doing your week ahead in love reading. I was a little caught up yesterday, so I am recording Friday's reading on today, Saturday, May 10th. The lovers wanted to pop. I don't know if you can see. Alright, let's see what's going on in the collective's love lives. This can be for, whether you're in a relationship or, not. So if you're talking to someone, we'll see what the week ahead holds. All right. I don't have this spread completely memorized yet, so I have to I have to refer to it. All right, cards feel smooth. All right, let's get started. Main energy in the reading, the High Priestess in the reverse. Okay, and that's crossed by the Queen of Cups in the reverse. I don't know if you're letting this person or the relationship, it's as if there's some type of situation occurring right now, okay, that's definitely coming in between, it's coming in, I keep trying to say it's coming in between perhaps you and your spirituality, but also that it's coming in, I don't know why I keep losing it, guys. The whatever situation this is, it's like you're second guessing your intuition, or you're not listening to your intuition. You could be you're not emotionally fulfilled here. Something's going on that's not making you happy here in the week ahead. So there's a situation occurring, with this person on your mind, whether it's contact, no contact, I'm not quite sure yet. But it's like this person's, it's like they've completely turned your awareness upside down. And I feel it's almost as like you just feel like you're kind of floating right now. Like you're not really certain in what direction to move forward. Perhaps you or this person has the letter J as for their first name. Maybe their name is J, or there's a J in their initials somewhere, like BJ, for example, AJ, something like that. I almost feel that you came into this relationship, or just, into this person's life with a lot of beautiful energy, and like you knew who you know who you are. You knew who you were when you met them. I think you were just really starting to kind of like become fruitful, or really start enjoying. You may be in your older, what I'm saying by that is like your older 20s or even into your 30s, 40s, where you're finally starting to realize like, oh, like things are starting to make sense, and you were doing things that were out of the norm, I think. You were starting to maybe pursue new hobbies, or even like whatever. Um, but I don't know. I just feel now, and that whatever's going on, it's like you're no longer tuned in, tapped in, turned on to your vortex. So let's dig into it a little bit more. But the High Priestess. There could be something here about, I don't know, this person is somehow always feeling like you're very secretive, or accuses you of things that it's like they're making things that really, like, they're trying to make waves out of nothing. Okay. But there's something that has to be learned here, guys. With the High Priestess in the reverse here as the major energy, mind you, something needs to be learned here. And one thing's for sure, whatever the situation is right now with the Queen of Cups in the reverse, the Queen of Cups, it speaks to an intuitive woman. And I could be speaking to a male as well, but the energy nonetheless is of intuition. So is the High Priestess, right? So you've got two intuition cards here that are in the reverse. Okay, so really major call to tap into your intuition, to listen to it. And that's why I think I said something in the beginning, like, I don't know if you are perhaps aware of it, but you're just not wanting to listen, or it's like you're putting it on the back burner, or you're just completely deaf to the prompts of your own soul. But I'm not quite sure here yet. Okay, so moving on. Yes, your lesson, Ten of Pentacles, their lesson is the Emperor. So I have a feeling they've got a lot of work to do, like just as a person, as a whole, within themselves. They may think they have it all figured out, but they could have even, I don't know, I was going to say promise, but they could have even, you guys could have spoken about marriage, moving forward in the energy of the Ten of Pentacles here, of inheritance, of, just creating good business, in the family name, or creating a business with this person. So I feel like there were definitely talks of the future here. And I feel this person thinks very, they think very highly of themselves. They're very confident, but to what extent, you would know best. But I'm getting a little bit of kind of, they really think highly of themselves. And they probably look really good too. Well, both of you are good looking, but interestingly, I feel like this person could be very intuitive, or perhaps they've had a spiritual awakening. Maybe they've been awakened longer than you, for example, but take that as it resonates. Because I tell you what, I was in a similar situation, and when I look back on it, I'm like, wow, for someone that's been spiritually awakened for at least a decade longer than I have, I look back on it and I was like, it doesn't matter really when your awakening occurs, because I realize now I was, like, my consciousness, my vibrations were on a totally another plane than this person's, so that's kind of what I'm feeling here. It's just like, I don't know, like they're coming in, with, promising all this, all this of a life together, yet truly, behind closed doors, they're making you feel, a certain kind of way. Like, to where somehow, I don't know, they're keeping you, they're keeping you from tapping into your own intuition here somehow. Now, whether that's a manipulated effort or not, we'll have to see as we get into the reading here. All right. Haven't even laid all the cards out yet. Area for growth, Seven of Cups in the reverse. Excuse me. And then the libido card, Three of Wands. Yeah, they're, well, there was something there in terms of, again, look, long-term prospects. There were talks about most likely having, marriage, living together, having children. What else do I have here? The Three of Wands. The Three of Wands really does speak to travel as well as long-term vision. So, again, there's that long-term vision of having kids, This person may currently have dogs, as well as pets. But with the Three of Wands coming in the libido here, I think again, you don't want to listen to your intuition, but your intuition's ready to travel, ready to essentially move on from the energies of this Emperor. And that's just what I'm picking up here in today's reading. And that's why I'm saying I don't know if you're just not heeding the prompts of your own soul, or if you just are not able to hear it at this time. If you really haven't but I feel like you've got to have a feeling here, guys. Because as I say that, you've got to have it like an inkling here because of how you're feeling. That's the main indicator. And Abraham says it all the time. Manifestation begins with emotion, but how you're feeling is so super important, guys. And if you came into this relationship with Queen of Cups energy, even the High Priestess, like I said, you guys were literally, like, it's like you finally were reveling in your independence, in your spirituality, in your beauty, in your emotional stability, like just doing better, working on yourselves. And yet somehow right now in this current situation, like you're just, as I said, it's the best way to say it, you're deaf to the prompts of your own soul. And it's, has to do with this Emperor here. What was here at the bottom of the deck for us? The Ace of Pentacles. So this is really, this speaks to money, success, beginnings, but, coming in at the bottom of the deck, in the reverse, we can take it as, just the beginning is ending, but take that as it resonates, guys. And you have the free will choice to stay with this person. I'm not here to sway you. I'm only here to speak on the energies, speak on the downloads that I'm getting, what I'm truly feeling, But, whether you're aware of it or not, you're looking forward here, 100%. Now, your lesson is coming in here as the Ten of Pentacles. So, just very, very beautiful energy. It speaks of, you can think of it as even just making good business deals, okay? So you need to, I think what you're being, basically your lesson here is to look at this like a business contract or a contract of energies. Do you really want to go into a contract with this Emperor at the expense of your spirituality and emotional well-being? I mean, that is like, as I feel like accurately and as bluntly as I can say it to you. Okay, so you need, really think about it. I mean, they could be promising you a whole plethora of stuff, but again, is it worth it when you are feeling emotionally out of sorts when you're with this person? And that could, I don't know what exactly it is that they're doing to make you feel this way, but nonetheless the energy's here. You're totally, it's like out of sorts here. You know, we have the Seven of Cups here, so perhaps you're really fixated on this person. I mean, of course, if you guys are in talks here of marriage and things of that nature, right? So, the Ten of Pentacles represents legacy, guys. So you just need to think about what kind of legacy you would leave behind if you were to get together with this person, and you would know best. Essentially coming in here as your lesson, it's, especially with the Seven of Cups, think of the Seven of Cups here as, multiple dimensions or timelines, okay? This can absolutely be yours to have, right? But, the choice is yours. And so that's why you need to evaluate this current situation that you're in. Sure, you can get married to this emperor. You can even have kids, get a house and dogs. But if so early on, I don't even say early on, you haven't even married this person and you are just completely have fallen out of touch with yourself. So I feel like it's like a major red flag here. A major red flag here. What was offered to you initially from this emperor, I don't know, it's just like, the offer turned sour. Okay, is the best way. The offer turned sour. So let's take a look here. With the Seven of Cups, this is coming in as an area for growth. Okay, so we're gonna take a look here. I'm gonna let you guys take a look at the imagery. But there, you're in an energy of disarray for sure. You're confused. Perhaps you feel distracted, and you feel it right now. You have a lack of purpose. You just literally don't know how you feel, what to feel. But you're just not, like I said, you're not tuned in at this time here. The reverse Seven of Cups is also related, as we talked about, to choices, and you may currently feel trapped by your current circumstances. But this indicates a chaotic and confusing love life. And this also speaks to, avoiding romantic decisions. So you are avoiding something that needs to be looked at long term. And the reverse Seven of Cups reminds you that you have more options than you think, guys. This person is literally not the end all be all. I mean, coming in as the Emperor, this is the energy of all kings right here. Low-key are obsessed with this person. You really love them. You really want something with them. But at the end of the day, this is an incredibly terrible pairing. I feel like this is an abuse of power. And right now, with the Seven of Cups that came in, that's encouraging you to reconnect with your larger objectives, to drive your decision making forward, right? So connect with what it is you truly want out of your life. Even if this decision feels really scary right now, leaving this person or what you could be leaving behind you. I feel like this person also is quite wealthy. They're very well off. They're very well off, but none of that should matter. None of that should matter when you are literally sitting over here like this next to them. Okay, so like I said, there's some kind of abuse of power, possible manipulation. I just feel like this person is just almost really low vibrational, even though they're spiritual, very low vibrational. And yeah, guys, I would say that's pretty much wrapping up the reading there. Queen of Swords, I just happen to see it's really time right now, guys, to grow into your independence, to move into that energy, and make intelligent, what was I going to say, like make intelligent statements, you know, if you're, or don't make any statement at all is what I'm saying, you know, no words is enough as well. It's like, it's almost like you don't have to say anything for this to go away, or maybe you do, but if you do, it's like literally just, you know, be intelligent, speak your truth, and you know, it's like you're gonna have to kind of meet them at their own game, essentially, and not like you're playing a game back, but it's like you're just gonna have to, you know, cut this off if that so resonates to you. But right, because either something needs to change, and only you know if your person's capable of deep change. Otherwise, guys, this is not sustainable. Okay, so you know, you may really need to come into your own power, your own voice, as I said earlier, your own independence, and just, you know, pretty much move away from this Emperor here. Let's go ahead, I'm going to pull, just go ahead and pull a final advice card to close. Three of Pentacles. All right, so Three of Pentacles, lean into the community at this time, and showcase your talents. You know, maybe you do some community service, you know, around the community, or you start a new program at work. But you know, it almost seems like you're teaching others, you know, a craft or a way to do something, but you may be able to kind of like pull your energy into creation, essentially, you know, to kind of give yourself something to work toward, you know, as you deal with the energies here. But and also be mindful, you know, if you do have those people close to you that truly mean well for your energy, like, you know, if they, it's like, even if you find someone annoying but they have your best interest at heart, you know, just perhaps listen maybe to what they have to say. Don't just kind of brush it off, you know. And that's all I got for you today, guys. So good luck moving forward, and you guys definitely got this. A lot of us in the collective are going through this energy, or have gone through this energy here in the last year. So it's absolutely doable, even if you think this is the end-all be-all person. Y'all talked about marriage, guys. Creation is infinite, right? So, you know, create better. Create, you know, because it's like Abraham says, when you know what you don't want, then you know what you do want, and your inner being is always calling you there. So listen. Listen to that. Start listening to your intuition. And I just said it, but I'll say it again. If you don't know where to start, well, take a look at the situation, at this person, this Emperor you were with, this low vibrational Emperor. No offense, right? But where was I going with that? Give it another couple seconds. Talk about low vibrational. Whatever, guys, I'm not going to hold you much longer. I'll leave it there, and I'll see you in the next video.